What if the reason that you're having trouble staying consistent on your diet, on your eating plan, on doing what you know you should be doing in order to lose weight and feel great is because dieting's actually not for you? On today's episode of the Hypnosis for Permanent Weight Loss podcast, I actually want to dive into letting you know about the 2-day masterclass that is coming up this week, June 18th and 19th, 1 p.m. Eastern. It's really important to me that you get the impact of this masterclass that's coming up and for you to get free. I've been doing this work for so long, so long. And I love it so much. From being a nurse in the ICU in kidney transplant to discovering coaching and realizing very quickly that this was my calling, this is my vocation, this is what I was always meant to do. I was just listening to a podcast with Mel Robbins. She was interviewing James Patterson on his book. I think it's called Dad, which, by the way, hope everyone had a nice Father's Day last week, whether you were with dad or were missing dad or have things in the space around dad, given your upbringing. Just hope that you had a nice, beautiful day. At the time of recording this podcast, my dad is actually in my yard helping me trim bushes and do yard work. And I'm super, super thankful. Thank you, Dad. I love you, Dad. I promise we, by the time this podcast is out, we celebrated him beautifully on Father's Day and definitely appreciating all our moments that we have together. In the podcast with Mel Robbins and James Patterson was talking about how fortunate he's been to have found writing. He's a famous author. If you don't know, his name is on books everywhere. And when he started writing, he said that he just knew that's what he wanted to do. And how blessed he knows that he is, that he's been able to make his living off doing what he loves. And I was just appreciating in my heart the fact that I have that same thing as well. I know not everybody does, um, but food freedom and living your best life, living your most authentic life, finding happiness, freedom, and inner peace has been something that I continuously go on a quest on for myself all the time, and it gets better all the time. And is my commitment for all my clients. And communicating this message is always an ongoing journey. And I want to let you know that whether you've been following me for a long time or this is your first time listening to this podcast, and if it is, welcome, 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 welcome to the family. I'm so happy that you're here. Your being here shows me that you deeply value health, that you're a driven person, that you want to live a really awesome life, a free life, a happy life. And there's just some of these things in the way. And I assure you that whether you're new or you've been around for a long time, that this upcoming masterclass is the message. It's the message that I have been wanting to say and have been doing my best to say it. And obviously, I'm doing just fine because I've been able to help hundreds of people on their food freedom journeys. But this is the message that's really going to be able to compute and really make a difference for everyone. So, because of that, I wanted to specifically have this podcast episode be introing what this masterclass is for you, what you're going to get from attending the masterclass. And I hope that it inspires you to do whatever you need to do to make the time and space in your calendar this coming week and join us live. It's going to be an awesome, awesome event. So, first thing that I want to give you is when I started the podcast out with talking about what if the reason dieting hasn't worked is because dieting isn't for you, um, is a concept that has been, again, just further supporting my clients in their deepening of their transformation. And that is the concept of rules. So with dieting, there are so many rules. There's so many rules. You should eat this way, you shouldn't eat that way. Sugar is this, carbs are this, right? Keto, all the different things are all the different things. And consider that, like we say in the beginning of every podcast episode, if you want a life filled with happiness, freedom, and inner peace, and you that the rules that the dieting has is no longer a match. And that's why there's so much struggle and stress and anxiety because you're currently in a transition. You see that there is a future where there's more freedom, there's more flexibility, there's more connection, there's more having fun and being spontaneous. And your programming in your mind is still wired to grip onto the rules. And just look for yourself. So ask yourself the question, what do I want more than anything in the world in terms of my relationship with food, body, and weight? Do you want freedom? Do you want happiness? Do you want inner peace? Do you want to be able to go out this summer and hang out with everybody and enjoy the food that's there, fully enjoy the people that's there? Do you want to no longer stress about what you're wearing or how you're looking or your bathing suits or your shorts that you need to put on or the shorts that you won't allow yourself to put on or you don't have to put on because of your feeling ashamed, embarrassed, angry about the way your body looks? Do you want to be able to have the hot dog at the baseball game? Do you want to be able to have your kid's birthday cake at their birthday party? What does that look like for you? I have a lot of clients who are in their 50s, 60s, even 70s, and they are looking at retirement and looking at that lifestyle of freedom. But again, if what has kept you stable and safe in your life so far has been to follow rules and plans and structure and control, that's why there is the struggle. That's why you can't stick with the diet because it's no longer a match for where you're headed. And so this is where we actually make that conscious, empowered decision to hire a coach to support us as we break the rules. Because naturally, as you break the rules, it brings up all your stuff that's underneath the surface. And on at the webinar this week, I'm going to actually let you know the three specific things that I see over and over again for clients that are underneath the surface in the unconscious mind that are holding you back from actually having that life of happiness, freedom, and inner peace. So you get a coach that has the tools and has the training for how to support you and the experience to support you in actually getting where you want to go in the most easy and fun and yeah, least amount of stress way and makes it so that you don't just continue to go back to the rules and stay stuck in that kind of no man's land between the two spaces. So I hope that's really helpful to you. It seems to be really helpful for my clients. And again, there's so much more. I've been having so many new awarenesses come through lately. I'm kind of in a whole different world. And if I'm in a different world consciously, that only elevates my clients. So again, this is why we're talking all about you joining this masterclass this week. It is the best I've ever had understanding down to help you understand it. So, to give you the best opportunity to change your life. And I'm really excited for you. So, I want to go into a couple of the things with the masterclass. So, again, it's June 18th and 19th, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it will be live. So, as soon as you register for it, and you'll have in the middle of this episode, you'll also have the advertisement for it, but that I'll give you that link again now. So it's hpwl.info/masterclass. That link is pertinent for if you're listening to this podcast at the time that it comes out. It's just for June 18th and 19th, 2025, hpwl.info/masterclass. Okay, so just to be clear, my work is not how to track your macros or cut out sugar. There's no diet plan, there's no rules. For some of you, that's terrifying. For some of you, that's exciting. A breath of fresh air. I don't want rules anymore. There's no exercise plan or program, but this is actually the work that we've been needing all the time to actually tackle the things that have been underneath the surface of your hanging on to the food rules and the diet stuff for a very long time in your life. Some people it's since pregnancy, some people it's since they were married, some people it's since they were young girls. 80% of women went on their first diet at 10 years old. So a long time. And yeah, so we're going into the subconscious, into the nervous system, and into the emotions for this transformation. And in fact, that's the only way transformation can actually fully occur. You must have the unconscious work, you must have action in a different direction. I've had clients say that this work feels actually counterintuitive, but the counterintuitiveness is what makes it work, as well as action, unconscious work, um, and focusing on what you want. So that life of happiness, freedom, and inner peace, wherever that looks like for you specifically. So helping you understand why diets have failed you every single time, why you haven't been able to lose weight but not able to keep it off, and what you can actually do instead. So I'm going to actually show you on the webinar, the masterclass this week, specifically what you can do instead of counting and tracking and all of those things that just give us a headache and we think is the answer, but doesn't last for long anymore. Maybe it did before, but not anymore. It's a sign that, again, you are headed in a different direction. So we just got to support you in actually getting there. All right, good. So let's dive into some of the segments that I'm going to be covering in the masterclass. So we're going to talk about why diets don't work and why that's not your fault. It's so easy for us to shame ourselves and blame ourselves and get frustrated with ourselves and say, what's wrong with me? I am going to shine the light on why that's not the case. And you can take all of that shame and self-blame away, all that hard on yourself muscle away, get your power back, and start seeing the light. Yeah. And so good. Just kind of looking at my notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything as far as what's going to be covered this week. So you're not broken. You've just been taught that the rules and the diet and the restriction and all of that kind of stuff is the answer. It is the way out. But I'm going to actually show you why it's actually hindering your ability to get free and to find a way out. So I'll show you exactly why no diet has ever worked for you long term, why none ever will. The problem is not food, it's not willpower, it's not your age, metabolism, or stress. All right, so I'm going to give you the specifics on what it actually is. Hint, it's nothing that's in your control. I have so many clients, health conscious, smart, intelligent people. You cannot intelligence your way through this process. Sorry to say, but also happy to say so that you're not beating yourself up or thinking that you should be able to do better. You can't do better unless you have access to the unconscious mind. We're going to be talking in segment 2, the real reason that you're stuck. We're going to be talking emotions. We're going to be talking trauma. We're also going to be talking identity. So one of the biggest aha moments that clients in our program have is that I'm not addicted to food. Do you know that it's actually impossible to be addicted to food? It's actually impossible to be addicted to sugar. And if I was talking to younger Leslie when she fully believed that she was addicted to sugar, which I did, I would have not liked that statement. I wasn't ready to hear it at the time. And if you don't like it and you're not ready to hear it at this time, that is okay. But I want to let you know that that is an identity that has been formed over time as the result of you repeating a pattern over and over again that has been unconsciously wired within you. When you let go of that identity, everything gets to shift. You can get your power back around food. You can make empowered food choices without the guilt and shame. You start to be able to operate as a normal eater. Okay, someone who you look at and you're saying, how come so and so can have that and never gain any weight? But I have one piece of this and I continue to gain weight. There's a reason for that. So every overeating spell, every night raid of the pantry, every overcommitment to the next diet, it's all your unconscious mind trying to keep you safe. So in the masterclass, I'll walk you through a powerful exercise that helps you uncover your core emotional trigger. You'll actually feel the emotion rise in your body, feel the impulse to eat, and see how the cycle gets reinforced by dopamine, by those highs in your brain and your body. That then leads to the shame once your rational mind kicks in and gets mad at yourself for not doing what you said you were going to do. We're going to unpack how trauma wires your nervous system, whether that's big T trauma or little t trauma. I have clients who have both, and we'll walk through how to rewire those trauma loops using hypnosis, using NLP, and you're going to actually get to experience that in the masterclass this week. And good. So this is where things shift forever. I have gotten a bunch of my hypnosis for permanent weight loss, fast track to freedom client testimonials, um, all of them made up together. So you can actually, during the masterclass, you're going to hear from them, their specific experiences. It's so moving, it just makes me really present. I'm so grateful for just my ability to impact these people's lives at these really beautiful spaces that they come into the program. And you can't unlearn what you've learned. Once you see what you see as we do this counterintuitive process and really heal what's at the root and underneath the surface of your constant lifetime dieting cycles, you can't be the same way again. Yeah. In segment 3 of the masterclass, we're going to be talking about from diet prison to food freedom. So most of the women that I work with, I do work with a handful of men sometimes. Like I was saying before, you're smart. You've built things in your career, your family. You can outwork, outlearn, outlast everybody else. And we love that about you. We celebrate that about you. But again, you can't out-discipline your nervous system. You cannot out-discipline your nervous system. Your nervous system is going to do what your nervous system is going to do, regardless of what you know. And so I'm going to teach you how you can finally trust yourself around food. A lot of my clients, just client this past week is she had a dinner date with her friend and just feeling all of that angst kind of building as it got closer and closer because she doesn't trust herself yet in not going way overboard with the wine, with the pizza, etc. So how can you actually trust yourself around food so you can just go to the event like anybody else, focus more on the fact that you're so excited to wear this new summer dress that you got instead of, oh my gosh, what am I going to eat? How am I not going to eat? And just fully not enjoy the experience. Time is our number one commodity. So we need it. We want you to have it. We want you to enjoy and appreciate every minute of your life. It's just so sacred. So, yep, imagine eating the foods that you love without binging, without overdoing it, without feeling terrible after you eat it or beating yourself up after it. Imagine what it feels like to move your body in a way that feels energizing and not punishing. Imagine a life where your weight is no longer a constant battle. That's the experience that you get as the result of putting yourself into this experience where you're actually learning how to do this and change and rewire your mind. What's wild is once you stop gripping so tightly to doing the right thing and following the rules, you actually find the peace and freedom you've been chasing all along. It's just the byproduct, law of polarity. Whatever you resist persists. The surrender part of it is where all the freedom lies. So you learn how to be free. And that's what we're going to do together at the masterclass this week. All right, the final segment I want to touch on, again, real stories, real freedom, real results. You're going to hear from clients like John, who stopped sneak eating late at night within 2 weeks of working with me. My client, Michaela, she lost 13 pounds without dieting in 8 weeks. And the best part, she said, was not the weight loss. Believe it or not, it was becoming a more present, more loving mother to her daughter who needed her to be present with her. And my client, Yvonne, she told me on her 50th birthday that she had never felt better. You're going to see photos of these people in their joy, in their glory. You're going to see video testimonials. It's very exciting. So I can't wait to share it with you. Yeah, and these, again, they're not just weight loss stories. What we're doing here is about so much more than food. It's about so much more than weight loss. These are really identity shifts, a whole different worlds that you get to step into. And I want you to have that too, if you want to have that for yourself, if that's calling you, if that's speaking to you. So if this invitation is speaking to you, I can't wait to see you. So if you're done with food obsession, if you're done with the guilt and you don't want to dread summer anymore, if you want to let go of your fear of the scale and going to the doctors and seeing lab results, if you're ready to feel free and safe and powerful and really in charge of your life again, without the fear of overeating and all of that stuff, then come to this masterclass. Seriously, out of anything that I've done before, just know that I am going to be so loving, like whether we've talked together before, we've never talked before. I don't even care. Like, of course, I want you to join us in the program if it speaks to you. But even if you don't, I want this masterclass to change the way that you think forever. I want this masterclass to be a day that actually stands out to you in your mind as a before and after day, if you'll allow me to, and it will when and if you come and join this event and participate. So can't wait to have you. It's totally free. Bring a notebook, bring your heart, bring your whole self. Don't be distracted. Do what you can to be there, be present. We're going to be on camera. We're going to be together. It's an important part of your transformation. And you will have a shift that no diet or program or plan has ever given you before. I do guarantee that. And great. So again, the link is hpwl.info/masterclass. That's one word, all lowercase. Let's change your life together. Yeah. I'm so, so, so passionate about this. Thank you for letting me contribute to your life. Thank you for listening to me on your walks. Thanks for, allowing me to be part of your day and to bring you peace and hope and love to your journey. Um, One thing that's coming to me right now is just something we've been talking about just your worthiness and what you're capable of. So putting all of that stuff aside, and as my dog is barking, I'll sign out today, but I can't wait to see you this week. Love you so much and see you soon. Ready to finally break free from the diet hamster wheel and create lasting transformation? I've put together a free hypnosis training just for you, where I break down why diets keep failing, the mindset shifts you need to stop the cycle, and how to rewire your subconscious for true effortless change. Text the word hypnosis to 1-855-232-5483 and I'll send it to you instantly. You don't have to keep struggling. Real freedom starts now. Take the first step. Text the word hypnosis to 1-855-232-5483.